Welcome to Wolfe Cadillac. Today we're taking a quick look at some of the interior and exterior features on our 2020 Cadillac XT5. This XT5 in particular comes in our premium luxury trim. We also have our mocha brown metallic paint, alloy rims, Cirrus white interior, as well as our 3.6 liter V6 engine. Now on to the front interior of the XT5. Take a look at some of the driver's side features, starting off with our door panel. You can see we have our dark gray. We also have our chrome door handle, our light tan, as well as our light gray that continues on into the wheel. We have our lock and unlock buttons and our brushed aluminum Bose tweeter as part of the Bose premium audio system in this vehicle. Bose speaker down below, as we can see. Along this padded leather armrest, we have our close handle, rear and front window controls. We also have our power mirror fold-in, rear window lock, and our power mirror adjustment with our joystick. Tucked underneath, down here, we have our liftgate controls for our power liftgate. Max 3/4 and off are the settings, and we just push the button in to activate the liftgate. And storage in the lower portion. Off to the side of the seat, we have our lumbar support adjustment, power lumbar support I should say, as well as our power seat adjustment. On the left side of off to the left of the steering wheel, we have our parking brake, interior lighting dimmer switch, and our storage slot. Full digital gauge cluster in this vehicle. Have our screen in the middle. Can adjust what we see there with the buttons on the right side of the wheel. We also have our volume and station controls. Chrome strip across the wheel. Then we have our front collision alert, lane keep assist, and heated steering wheel down below. Above that we have our cruise control, voice commands, and our phone hang-up. Steering wheel is wrapped in our dark gray leather, finished with our gray stitching below. Then we have our Cadillac crest in the middle of the wheel. Leather across the dash. We also have our speaker, streamlined vents, infotainment screen here, park assist and automatic start-stop system on and off on the left side, and then our hazards on the right. You can see our push start button as well. A little bit on the infotainment system in this vehicle. We have our audio phone navigation, which are also shortcutted down at the bottom, so no matter where we go, we always have access to those features. We also have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto in this vehicle, just to name a few of the more important features. We also have control of front and rear climate, again a shortcut for that just down below. If we go to our homepage here, we can see we have our climate controls, navigation that pulls up, as well as our radio and phone connectivity. Down below we have our shortcuts for our mute and home button. You can also find a digital home button in the screen. Underneath that, we have our heated and cooled seats for driver and passenger. Dual zone climate with our screens displaying the current temperature. We also have a sync mode to control both at the same time. Then just our standard climate controls, direction of airflow, and fan speed. Underneath that, we have our leather wrapped cubby hole. We have our 2 cup holders with brushed aluminum inserts in the bottom. Gear select stalk. We have our volume and station controls, as well as our shortcuts and our dial, so we can adjust what we're seeing on the infotainment screen without having to touch it while driving. Then we have our traction control and driving mode. Go ahead and press that mode button and show you a couple. We have our sport, off-road, and all-wheel drive, and tour. So this car is select all-wheel drive. We can have it in the 2-wheel drive or the sport, which will allow us to get a bit better fuel mileage. But if it's snowy and the road conditions are not so favorable, we can switch over to that all-wheel drive system. Just in front of our leather wrap center console here, we have our remote charging station. Slide our phone there while we're driving, it'll charge it up. Also features a textured rubber pad to make sure it doesn't slide around while we're driving. Inside of the center console, we'll see it's fully lined in felt. We also have our SD card slot, USB and USB-C ports. Can remove this tray and see we have a very deep center console with a cutout for the Cadillac key. The front seats feature our patent Cirrus or white leather. Lower portion we have our Cadillac logo embossed in our Cadillac silhouette, I should say, embossed in chrome. Then we have our perforated leather to allow for maximum breathability of the leather seats. Above our rear view mirror, we have our OnStar controls. We also have our dome lights and dome light settings, sunroof and moonroof controls, 3 garage door openers, and our anti-theft. Then we have a full tan headliner and our panoramic moonroof above. Now onto the exterior. You can see we have our Cadillac logo in chrome. We also have our alloy rims with our Cadillac logo center caps on Michelin tires. We have our chrome trim piece across the bottom. Our door handles, which feature our chrome strip, LED strip lights, as well as our lock and unlock button. That goes for all four around the vehicle. Around to the back, we'll see we have our XT5 and all-wheel drive badging, as well as 400, and our dual exhaust. There's a few ways to open this rear liftgate here. We can use the button we saw on the inside, just on the bottom of the door panel, the key, as well as the rubber pad under the Cadillac logo. We'll go ahead and press that. See, we have our storage net and storage rails, plenty of storage in the rear, as well as our privacy shelf. Then we have our fold downs for our 60/40 split bench in the rear. You can press the button overhead or use the previous two options that I listed to close it as well. Now on to the rear interior of the XT5. We'll take a look at the door panel again. You can see we have our same dark gray leather combined with our tan. And we also have our chrome door handle and brushed aluminum Bose tweeter. This complements our speaker down below. We also have our window switch, padded armrest and close handle. Then we have storage in the lower portion. Back of the front seats, we have our leather magazine holders, also featured in our Cirrus leather. And then the back of the center console, we have our rear climate controls. We can see we have our 3 heated seat options for each of the rear passengers, as well as we can adjust the direction of airflow, fan speed, and temperature. Down below that, we have our vents, storage container, as well as our USB and USB-C ports. The rear seats are also featured in our Cirrus white leather with our perforated leather in the lower portions. And then we have our middle fold-out seat, which features 2 cup holders and a padded leather armrest. Thank you for joining us for this video walk around of the 2015 Cadillac XT5. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we hope to see you in at Wolfe Cadillac sometime very soon.